everybody, and welcome to the Doing Far More show. My name is Mrs. Donna Marshal Payne, but I'm better known as Mrs. Donna. Thank you so much for joining us today, where we try to educate, empower, and inspire others to do far more. So let's get to it. We have a fantastic show today, and I'm super excited about our guest, Mr. Cameron Dangerfield, better known as Chef Cam. He was on Fox Network Master Chef. He was also on TV One's Sister Circle. But today, he is on the Doing Far More show, giving us an exclusive interview into his personal life. And we have a two-part series, and today is part one. So welcome, Chef Cam.
Thank you, Miss Donna, for having me. I'm so humbled to be doing far more. You know how that goes. I'm so thankful.
Hashtag that, why don't
Hashtag
you?
doing far more. How you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful, and I'm so glad to have you.
Thank you.
Wonderful. So let's get started. Tell us about yourself. Start at the beginning.
I'm Cameron Dangerfield, and I like the way you said that. You wrote the double R. You said Cameron Dangerfield. That's who I am. I reign from Chicago, Illinois, the great Windy City.
Shot town.
And I am just a triumphant young man who is on a mission to show people that God is real, number one, and that in 2018, dreams still do come true.
Absolutely.
So just imagine, I'm going to ask you a question. Imagine yourself being told as far back as you can remember that drugs and violence and gangs are more important than you.
Oh, wow.
A precious little baby with a future that is unknown. Your parents, they leave you in the hospital where you were conceived to go chase after a life that was more important than yours.
Oh, my goodness.
So that's where I start.
Wow.
I am the youngest of 10 siblings.
Wow.
I am a first-generation high school and college graduate. And I know that sounds great, and I know it sounds great and good and everything like that, but everything has not been easy.
Absolutely.
I am what you see after the odds have been beaten. I am what you see after the mountains have been moved. And it's a story that I believe is very monumental and can help generations from now and so far on to see that no matter what you have been through, no matter how you have gotten there, that you can still look like me after the fire is done.
Absolutely.
So,
I love that.
I'm here to tell a story.
All right.
So are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's
Are
go.
you all ready?
Yes.
All right. So begin.
So, as far back as I can remember, I've always been the black sheep of my family. And I say black sheep because I can't remember a time, even until today, where I felt accepted, where I felt genuine love from the village
Absolutely.
that was supposed to raise me.
Your family.
My family, my siblings, my mother and father were absent for 99.9% of my life. I was raised by my beloved grandmother,
Yes.
who adopted us and took us in so that we did not have to become products of the state or wards of the state, what they would call it back in the day. And it was hard being different. It was hard being queer. It was definitely hard being, you know, the youngest of many children, and I was the only one that loved to read, you know? So, being the youngest and being ridiculed for things like my love of reading, being intelligent.
As you are, though, you're a very intelligent young man and very eloquent, and I understand how hard this is for you, and I appreciate you coming, being so just transparent to the world.
And the fact that I can't control that I'm favored. I couldn't control back then that the light that was shed on my life and for what I wanted was different than those around me. So to be abused, to be isolated, and to be left to figure out life as a child, it was very hard.
I understand. You hold that thought. We are going to go into a commercial, guys, and we're going to be back and do far more. Welcome back to the Doing Far More show. You know, I said we're here to educate, empower and inspire others to do far more. And we're doing just that. However, it got a little thick in here and we had to take a sip. Let's go ahead and make a toast before we keep on going. Here you go. Here's to relationships.
And doing far more.
Absolutely. So continue your story.
So, life, you know, everything is supposed to be about the pursuit of happiness and finding a goal and reaching it and, you know, achieving it. But it was very hard for me. I remember back at a very, very fond age, maybe I was in 2nd or 3rd grade, where it had been so many years where I felt like I just did not belong. And I would cry out. I would cry out to so many people in so many outlets. And it was like my cry was never heard, you know, and it's just like people would just say, hey, that's just your brother or that's just your family or you don't know what's going on. So you just go with the flow. And it's just like, wow, you have a young child who is crying out to principals and teachers at school that I'm not being cared for.
And you were shunned.
That my feelings don't matter, that I'm not welcome in my own home. And all I can remember is scriptures. All I can remember is pray about it. And as much as I love God, in those nights when I was in 3rd grade, you know, the first time that I wanted to take my life.
At 3rd grade. Yeah, that's deep, y'all. You take a minute, it's okay. Because this is touching so many people, more than you know. So many kids reach out for help and they have no one to talk to.
And I didn't want to take my life because I was ashamed of what I looked like.
Absolutely.
I didn't want to take my life because I had low self-esteem, because I was inadequate. I just didn't feel welcomed.
At such a young age. But you got past that.
And nobody heard me.
Yeah.
And that's the part that hurts the most. Is not the pain that I endured, not the abuse, not the isolation, but to cry out and not be heard is the most traumatic situation that I think that I have ever been through. But it's not a situation that you can't get past.
Absolutely.
It's not a situation that I did not get past.
You are here today.
So, you know, as bad as my childhood was, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the beating. I'm grateful for the shaking, and I'm grateful for all of the passages that I had to go through, all of the trials and tribulations, because if it were not for that, then we would not be here today. And there's no way that I would have been able to do far more. So I'm thankful for that.
In our conversations, because we spent the last few days together.
Yes.
And you said you wanted to be open and candid, and I really want this to be able to touch and inspire so many people. And you just said that in 3rd grade you tried to take your life. You did it again, didn't you? And when was that?
In 7th grade.
Still a child. So hard, and I understand. Take your time.
And in 2013,
You tried again.
after the passing of my mom,
Very hard for you, and I understand that. You know, death, grief is so hard, and people don't understand that. But you see it right here, how hard it is to deal with death of a loved one, to go through as much as he did. And
I need a drink.
Yeah, it's all right.
No,
it's all
but-
right. So in 2013, your beloved grandmother, who is your mother, passed away. Very traumatic experience.
Yeah.
From there,
As bad as things were, my grandmother always made me feel good. You know, she might not have listened, she might not have understood because there was a generational gap, but I never went without with her. So, you know, to lose her was detrimental for me. I had never felt so low. However, in that lowness, I was able to find cooking with Cam. Because as a child, me and my grandmother, we cooked as far back as I can remember. And I'll never forget asking God to give me something that would connect me to her in a different realm. And it would give me an eternal peace.
well, look at that. But we're going to roll right into a commercial right now. And when we come back, we're going to wrap up this, and you're going to tell us about all the wonderful things that you're doing now,
Yes.
regardless of your past.
Yes.
So you stay tuned to the Doing Far More show, and we'll come back and do far more with you. Welcome back to the Doing Far More show with Mrs. Donna and Chef Cam. We have covered so much so far. We've talked about your past all the way to the death of your mother in 2013. Obviously, something along the way has gotten you to this point. What has helped you?
So first, I have to give acknowledgement to God.
Mm-hmm.
Second, I have to bring awareness to the importance of treating mental trauma. A lot of people in our community, they forget that mental trauma or mental health is just as important as physical and emotional health.
Yes, it is.
So therapy, I have been in therapy since 2013.
Amazing.
A week after I tried to take my life for the last time. And therapy has been amazing. And I have learned so much. I have learned mostly that I'm not in control. That if somebody can attempt to take their life 3 times and I'm still here and I look just like this and I'm feeling good and I'm living good, that I'm not in control and that it is so much bigger to me. I have to give huge credit to my partner, Bo. I love you and I thank you because you have been there with me every step of the way. And I have to give props to cooking because I asked God to give me an element that would keep me happy and something that would make me just feel so good and make everybody else around me feel good. And cooking has been that. And since 2013, it has changed my life.
Wow.
It saved my life. And I tell people all the time, especially when I was on MasterChef, that I'm not here to cook for a living. I'm a financial analyst. I went to school. I have a degree. Thank you to Alabama Agricultural and Mechanical University. However, I am cooking for survival. And there's a difference when you are doing something for the love of money, when you're doing something for the love of someone else, and when you're doing something to survive. And cooking has been my survival kit. So every time I hit an eye and I turn it on and I hear that tastes really good, that's another day added onto my life. And I'm just so thankful for that.
Well, I'm thankful for that also because we're going to be cooking with Cam on another show on part 2. So to wrap this up, I just want to say I'm amazed at your story.
Thank you.
I'm so moved at your story.
Thank you.
Because mental health is so important.
It's so very important.
It's very important. And I applaud you for taking the step as a young man and getting the help that you need. No one had to push you to do it.
No.
You did it on your own.
Yes, ma'am.
And I love it. And
Thank
I
you.
tasted your food already.
You tasted already.
So I already know what you can do. So please, guys, make sure you follow Chef Cam. Where can we follow you at, darling?
You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Cooking with Cam, just as it is, Cooking with Cam, and Cameron Dangerfield on Facebook.
I think I love it, y'all.
Thank
and I think
you.
you'll love it too, because on the next show, when we come back, in another week or two, because you're going to bless us with your presence again.
Yes.
We're going to be cooking up some delicious, delectable dishes and sharing with the world. And I think that I'm super excited and can't wait for that opportunity.
Can I have a last words?
Absolutely.
Remember, when they go low, we go high.
Who
That's
said
everything.
that?
Michelle Obama.
I love it. Shout out to you, Michelle Obama, from the Doing Far More show. But yes, thank you, Cam. I appreciate your openness, your candidness.
Humble. I'm very humble.
And your transparency, and giving us the opportunity to have the exclusivity of digging into your personal life and sharing with the world.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I do feel like it will touch someone, somewhere, to allow them to make the changes in their life. And it may save their life as well. So stay tuned for more on the Doing Far More show, because there's more to come with Chef Cam and Mrs. Donna on the Doing Far More show. Blessings abundantly, and make sure that you follow me at Doing Far More 1, and follow us on Facebook, on the business page, that is, Doing Far More LLC. I'll be looking for you to do far more as well. Blessings abundantly. Thank you, and have a good one.